Hello ladies and gentlemen, Marauder X here with kind of an update video, kind of fill you guys in on what's been going on and the level of frustration that I'm dealing with. So, you guys have seen that the streams have been back and forth, up and down, left and right, black and white, and all sorts of inconsistent quality. I've been fighting with Time Warner for a while now about this, and I'm going to give you just a very quick run-through of like the timetable of what was happening. A couple of weeks ago, we were having connection problems. It was telling me that I was having handshake issues connecting to various servers for YouTube. I tried a couple of things, and those fixes worked for a moment and then stopped working until it was just a complete grinding halt of it was not connecting to YouTube at all for live streaming. At that point, we contacted Time Warner, my ISP, and they sent out a new modem. And we're using these really crappy modem router hybrids that I truly loathe, but that's what they tell us we have to use in order to get the speeds that we are paying for. And I say that because we're paying for up to 20 meg a second, and we're getting, I was getting 1.9 for several hours yesterday, according to a couple of speed tests. So, as you can tell, I'm a little salty at Time Warner right now. So yes, they sent out a new modem, and that was working for a couple of days, and then we were getting the problems that I've been having recently, where the stream is dropping frames. It's not, YouTube is telling me that it's not connecting, it's not staying connected, they're not getting enough data fast enough, and that my viewers are going to experience a lot of buffering, and just the overall quality was bad. It has, pretty decent color coding system for green is good, yellow is this is not good but not bad, red is bad, and it was consistently bad. So I know. So a technician came out Tuesday and replaced the modem router. Again, so we've gone through, this is my third modem router combo in about 3 months. And each time we've had Time Warner come out to try to deal with something, it will work for that day. But then the next day it goes back to being completely unusable. So Tuesday we had the tech come out. He was very thorough. He checked the lines from the street, he checked the lines at the nearest box, he checked the lines coming into the house. He was very thorough, and he could not understand why we were having issues. He was having the same issues, and he didn't understand what the problem was. He chalked it up to the router and gave us the third router that we're using, the modem router combo, and got that one up and running. And I tried streaming Tuesday, and we were having very little problems. Tuesday's stream, I would be kicked offline occasionally. I think over the course of like a half-hour stream, it happened about 3 times. That it completely kicked me offline. That wasn't just the stream dropping, that was my entire connection going away. My desktop is hardwired, so it has the little LAN icon and the system tray at the bottom, and I had the big X over it saying, oh yes, you are not connected at all. So, but it would reconnect within about 15 seconds, and that was okay. I'm not a fan of that, but that's more consistent because I was still getting fairly consistent upload speeds, so that I could still stream. It would just occasionally drop for no discernible reason, but would reconnect me in a reasonable amount of time to where I didn't have to manually reconnect the stream or manually reconnect to the game or anything like that. Well, I tried streaming again yesterday, Wednesday, and all yesterday, all day, we were getting upload speeds of about 1.9 megabit per second, which is not something I can stream on. I could lower the quality to, ridiculously low proportions, but I don't want to have to change one quality setting for another. Like, I don't want to have to say, oh, well, I can't stream in 720 because this isn't going to allow it, so I'm going to stream in 480 when I should be able to stream in 720. I have been streaming in 720 for the longest time. So I'm not going to trade, especially since I'm paying for for this particular speed tier, which says I'm supposed to get up to 20 megabits per second. I say that because I know that's the up to is a thing. But yesterday I could not stream at all. I tried. I was going to stream yesterday evening, and it wasn't working. We contacted Time Warner customer service again, and the technician last night was actually fairly helpful. Ran multiple speed tests. Was able to remotely connect to our system. Ran several speed tests on several different sites. Was not impressed with the quality, so that there was a problem. He's like, I don't understand what the problem is because there's only so much I can see from a remote. So we will send another technician out to look at it. Well, today the technician came out and was completely useless. To be completely frank, this technician was useless. Told me that it was a loose connection to the modem. The cable was loose, even though one of the things that we tested last night on the phone with the tech was switching out coax cable, because he's like, have you tried switching out coax and Ethernet cables? Because occasionally they can go bad. We had tested Ethernet cables, we hadn't tested coax. I found that we had a spare thing of coax, brand new coax, so I tried that, and we were still not getting anything good in terms of upload speed. So he said, okay, it's obviously not those issues, so we'll send the tech out. So 2 cables that we have connected and disconnected said that the tech today said that it was a loose connection, and then proceeded to explain to me that the Time Warner cable speed test, their website for speed test, was saying on my laptop I was getting 19 meg upload. I laughed because of how incorrect that is. One, I'm not going to trust your own personal site because I know for a fact that it's probably, inaccurate to fudge numbers so that it makes it look better. Because 19 meg on a wireless connection, I don't have that. No, that's a whole lot of no. Especially since I was able to walk over to my desktop, do 2 speed tests, and I was lucky to get 6 meg upload during that test. And 6 meg is fine. It's not the 11 to 14 that we had been getting, or the up to 20 that we're paying for. I know 6 is up to 20, but that if it's not halfway, or at least consistently hanging out around halfway, like 6 is fine if we're occasionally getting like 14 as well. It's that nice trade-off of it hovers around this halfway point. I would be fine with, but when it's hovering toward the low end, and when it's hovering toward speeds that I could be spending a lot less on for you, this is a problem, and this is unacceptable. So telling me that, I'm getting 19 when other speed tests are telling me I'm getting considerably less, not acceptable. Not, like, that is a bold-faced lie to my face. So, no. So, the tech left because he knew nothing else other than he said, oh yes, this speed test is telling me this is completely accurate and this is completely fine. It's like, no, it's not. So I don't know what needs to be done at this point. I don't know what can be done. Like I said, we're on the 3rd modem router combo. I want to say it's the fact that they're using modem router combos instead of a modem and a router that are 2 separate pieces of technology that can be switched out when, one has a particular problem and the other doesn't. But they also tell us that because of the speed package we are paying for, we have to use their equipment, and I know this is bullshit, I know. I'm just telling you what the tech tells me. That we have to use their equipment, otherwise they can't guarantee that we'll be getting the speeds that we pay for. Because the equipment, they're not sure other equipment would work well with their... And again, I know it's bullshit. I just don't know enough about the hardware, because I've not had problems like this in a really long time. And the problems I had with this were Time Warner Cable years ago when I first started on YouTube. We went through a lot of problems with upload problems. Like it was taking me a lot longer to upload than it was supposed to. It's the same problem. But we were also having problems with download speeds and wireless as well. So it was an all-around problem. But since we have moved here to this house, this is the first real problem that I've had. It's been about 5 years since I've looked at any sort of technology like this, so I don't know what I need to do to try to switch out. Because at this point, I'm very tempted to buy my own modem and router and see if I can get it working on my own hardware as opposed to their crap. Because the problem is everything is inconsistent. Tuesday having, upload speeds, peak out at like 14 meg a second, and then yesterday peaking out at 1.9. Today, after, disconnecting and reconnecting the cable, not even doing a power cycle, just disconnecting and reconnecting the coax cable to the modem, I'm getting, at best, 6 meg, but it's actually hovering more around 4. And over the last 3 days, the fact that my average speed on TestMyNet is 2.9. That's not acceptable in any way. So I don't know what I can do other than sit here and tell people not. If you can avoid Time Warner cable, please do so, because it's not worth it. Because their technicians, their help people are only so useful at figuring out what the problems are. And that's the thing, is I don't know what to look for. I can only tell them what problems I'm actually having. I could not even begin to tell you what needs to be fixed. But the fact that I am on a brand new install of Windows, because that's actually my go-to issue. Whenever I have any sort of issue with my computer, I keep nothing on my desktop, which is where I do my recording and my editing. I keep all of that on a separate drive. I keep my games on another separate drive. So if I have any sort of problems with drivers, OS, my default is just to wipe it and start from scratch. I have texts of all various settings so that I can get everything back to the same quality as close as possible. So I'm working on a fresh install of Windows because that's what I did first. 3 months ago, I wiped Windows and I have done nothing with it since then. So I don't understand what the problem is. And it's not just my computer. It's every other computer in the house. I was worried that maybe it was my Ethernet port going bad, or like I said, Windows having a driver conflict that was just not working properly. But every other computer in the house is having the same issue, and they're not capping out any higher than mine is. So it is an outgoing problem. And if Time Warner can't fix it, I can't stream. And that's the problem that we're at now, because they're not able to fix it right now. We're still going through a song and dance of trying to figure out what's wrong, because, if you're only relying on your own inflated tests to tell me that everything's working right, but when it comes time to use a practical application and it's not working, they don't understand that there's a problem. So that's where I'm at. I can't stream for the time being. Hopefully I can stream either once Time Warner fixes this, or another ISP becomes available in the area, because that's another big problem we have, is we only have access to Time Warner. We don't have anyone else that can get us, anything that's not equivocable to dial-up. And there's no way in hell I can stream on. I don't even think I'd be able to upload videos on the speed that the one alternative company that services this area would be able to do. And the problem is, they use Time Warner's lines. That is the biggest problem with this, is that no matter what, I'm still on Time Warner's lines, because they own the lines, they own the network. So there's not another network for me to try to connect to see what the problem is. I've got Time Warner and I'm on Time Warner's lines. The best I could do is switch to like Frontier, and I'd still be on Time Warner's lines. So if it's a problem with Time Warner's lines, then Frontier's not going to be able to help me either, because they're just leasing the bandwidth. So that's the problem, is I don't know what the actual problem is to even begin to troubleshoot how to fix it. So in the meantime, I'm just fighting with Time Warner. The streams are going to be put on hiatus until we can get this working, or until I can get another ISP. We have been told, I've been talking about before, that Google Fiber is coming to the area, but that could be, years away, because they haven't started anything yet. So that could be a very long time coming. But because of their announcement, AT&T has gone into panic mode, and they've started putting their fiber optic lines in the area. The only problem is it's not fiber to the house; it's fiber to a node, which the research I've done on them shows that it would still be better speeds than what I'm getting through Time Warner. So I'm still looking forward to that. If they service this area, I will switch to them in a heartbeat. Even looking at ratings for AT&T versus Time Warner, they're pretty comparable. So that's sad that I'm willing to jump ship to another potentially sinking ship just to avoid how bad this sinking ship is. So yeah, like I said, I apologize that there aren't any streams. There's really not too much else I can do. We can switch out hardware on a daily basis. If Time Warner wants to come out and switch out my hardware every morning to make sure that I can get things uploading because they don't know what the problem is, then that's what they're going to have to do if they want to keep me as a customer. But that's an obnoxious fix to something that should be repairable in some other way. Because it makes no sense to me that I can get 14 upload one day and have it be, fairly consistent between, 9 and 14 versus 1.9 to 2. That's, I know, speeds fluctuate, greatly during the course of the day and depending on how much bandwidth is being used, but it's the fact that over the course of an entire day, I did not do better than, 2, shows that there is a problem somewhere. And it's not just that, my neighbors are eating up all the bandwidth, it's that there is a problem. Because, unless everyone was eating directly off of my network, there's no reason why my upload should be that bad for what we are paying for. So, yeah, like I said, I apologize. There won't be any streams for a while until I can get this sorted out. Regular upload shouldn't be affected too much. I say too much because the upload speed is a problem for daily uploads as well. Sometimes it doesn't have too much of a problem. I was at, when things were working like they were supposed to, it was taking, between 4 and 8 minutes to upload a video. Nowadays it's between 30 and 40. So it's a little bit rougher, but, if I do scheduled uploads, it shouldn't be much of a problem. But even trying to do that in advance, I still run into problems where if we hit just a massive dip in connection speed, I tried uploading a video the other day, and it was telling me upward of 400 minutes to upload a video, simply because it was having a fit for whatever reason. So that's the problem that I'm at the moment. I do wholeheartedly apologize. I'm yelling at Time Warner as loud as I can to see if anything can be done about it. I'm also strongly encouraging AT&T to finish up their construction as quickly as possible, because the second they do that, they will have another customer, just on the off chance that they are in any way, shape, or form better than what I'm currently using. So, like I said, I apologize for the lack of streams. If we can get this taken care of in a timely manner, I will, but I don't want to stream crap quality, because you guys deserve a little bit better than that. My audience is awesome, and I don't want to just, cut down to, 144p to just because that's all I'm capable of streaming. I don't want to do that. That's not fair to you guys, and I don't want to stream one version of crap for another version of crap. I know what I'm streaming is kind of crap, but that's me, not the quality. You guys deserve my crap in good quality. So, yeah. But, thank you all again for supporting the channel. I will be back with streams as soon as I can. And until then, hopefully the regularly scheduled uploads won't be terribly affected by whatever gremlin is in the machine causing the spikes and the lag and the terrible connection quality. So, the second I kill that gremlin, we'll be back in business. But until then, I'm at its mercy. So, again, thank you all, and I will see you, hopefully, for another update soon. Till then, later, everyone.